In this problem, I need to know the exact value of the expression cosine of the quantity sine inverse of 5/13 minus tangent inverse of 3/4. So what I'll do here is I'm going to use the formula for the cosine of alpha minus beta. So this would equal cosine of sine inverse of 5/13 times the cosine of the tangent inverse of 3/4 plus the sine of the sine inverse of 5/13 times the sine of the tangent inverse of 3/4. Okay, so cosine of sine inverse of 5/13. Well, if we're taking the sine inverse of 5/13, that means that x equals, I don't know yet, y equals 5, and r equals 13. So x squared plus 5 squared equals 13 squared. And when I solve for x squared, I get 144, which means that x equals 12. Now, how do I know that x is equal to 12 and not negative 12? Because we're looking at the sine inverse, and the sine of whatever angle it is positive, so that means that we have to be in quadrant 1. And so then cosine is going to be positive there. And it's going to be the same situation for when we're working with tangent inverse of 3/4. So x is 12. So then when I say, well, what's the cosine of the sine inverse of 5/13? That would be 12 over 13 times. Now we have cosine of tangent inverse of 3/4. So I'll do basically the same thing here. I've got x equals 4, y equals 3, because we're working with tangent. And so then what does r equal? Well, 4 squared plus 3 squared is r squared. And so we get 25 equals r squared, and r equals 5. And of course r is always positive, so that's easy. Okay, so now I want the cosine of the tangent inverse of 3/4, and that would be 4/5. Plus sine of sine inverse of 5/13, well, that's just 5/13, that's nice. And sine of tangent inverse of 3/4, that's going to be y over r for that, and that's 3/5. Okay, so now I just need to work out the arithmetic, and I get 48 over 65 plus 15 over 65. Notice that I could have simplified. I didn't want to, because then I won't have the common denominator. And so this gives me 63 over 65. And that's my answer for that.